Riya and Rohan were inseparable. From the moment they could walk, they were always side by side, exploring the world around them with wide-eyed wonder. Their bond was more than just sibling love. It was a deep connection that seemed almost magical. Growing up amidst the bustling streets of Indore, their bond was as strong as the ancient walls of the Rajwada Palace. The city, with its rich history and vibrant culture, was the backdrop to their childhood adventures. Rohan, the mischievous younger brother, always looked up to his elder sister. Riya was wise beyond her years, with a heart full of love and a spirit that was unbreakable. She was his protector, his confidant, his rock. Riya held their little world together, ensuring that Rohan always felt safe and loved. Their days were filled with laughter, shared secrets whispered under the shade of the ancient banyan tree near the Khan River, and dreams woven with the colors of the vibrant city around them. They were two halves of the same soul, their lives intrinsically intertwined. Every joy, every sorrow, every triumph, and every failure was shared between them. Indore was their playground, a city steeped in history and tradition. The streets, the markets, the temples, and the parks were all part of their daily adventures. The aroma of poha and jalebi from street vendors filled the air. These were not just foods, they were symbols of their childhood, of the countless mornings spent together. The vibrant colors of saris in the markets, the rhythmic chants of temple bells, and the chaotic symphony of traffic formed the backdrop of their childhood. Life wasn't always easy, but their love for each other made it bearable, made it beautiful. They faced challenges, but their bond gave them the strength to overcome anything. Little did they know, a storm was brewing, a storm that would shatter their world and leave an indelible mark on their souls. This storm would test their bond, their resilience, and their love for each other. The night was alive with the sounds of the Sarafa Bazaar. The market was a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds, a place where the vibrancy of life was palpable. The air was thick with the aroma of spices and the chatter of vendors calling out to potential customers. Food stalls sizzled, music blared, and laughter filled the air. The energy was infectious, drawing people from all walks of life to this bustling hub. Street performers entertained the crowds, adding to the festive atmosphere. Riya, Rohan, and their friends were celebrating Rohan's birthday, their joy echoing through the crowded street. They had spent the evening sampling various street foods, their faces lit up with smiles and laughter. It was a night to remember, or so they thought. As they turned a corner, a group of men blocked their way. The sudden obstruction was jarring, breaking the flow of their celebration. The men stood with an air of menace, their eyes cold and unyielding. They were led by Munabhai, a rich boy known for his brutality. His reputation preceded him, and the mere mention of his name was enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. The air crackled with tension. The once lively market now seemed to hold its breath, the festive atmosphere replaced by a sense of impending doom. People around them began to sense the danger, their eyes darting nervously. An argument erupted, fueled by alcohol and past grievances. Words were exchanged, each more heated than the last. Munabhai and his gang were known for their short tempers, and tonight was no exception. Riya felt a knot of fear tighten in her stomach. She had heard stories about Munabhai, but she never imagined she would encounter him. Her mind raced, trying to find a way out of the situation. She urged Rohan to walk away, but her pleas were lost in the escalating chaos. The noise of the market, combined with the rising tension, drowned out her voice. She could see the fear in Rohan's eyes, but he stood his ground.
Then it happened. The moment that would change their lives forever. Time seemed to slow down as the events unfolded. A flash of steel, a scream that pierced the night, and Rohan lay on the ground, a crimson stain blossoming on his white shirt. The sight was surreal, like something out of a nightmare.
Riya watched in horror, her world crumbling around her. The market, once a place of joy and celebration, had turned into a scene of tragedy. People around them screamed and scattered, adding to the chaos. Her brother, her protector, lay lifeless at her feet, his eyes staring blankly into the night sky. The realization hit her like a tidal wave, and she felt her knees buckle. The laughter, the music, the aroma of food, everything faded into a distant hum as a wave of nausea swept over her. The vibrant colors of the market blurred, and she felt like she was in a tunnel, the world closing in around her. She wanted to scream, to fight, but her body was frozen, paralyzed by shock and disbelief. Her mind screamed at her to move, to do something, but her limbs refused to obey. Munabhai and his gang melted into the crowd, leaving behind a trail of death and devastation. The market, once a place of life and energy, was now a scene of sorrow and loss. The echoes of the night's events would haunt Riya forever, but Riya was not one to be defeated. Determined to bring her brother's killers to justice, she began gathering evidence. She spent countless nights poring over documents, piecing together the puzzle of that fateful night. She secretly recorded conversations, capturing Munabai's involvement and the corruption that shielded him. One night she managed to film a judge taking a bribe from Munabai himself. With meticulous care, she compiled the evidence, ensuring every detail was documented. She knew the stakes were high, and one mistake could mean the difference between justice and failure. The day of the trial arrived. Riya stood in the courtroom, her heart pounding. She presented the evidence, her voice steady and unwavering. The judge's eyes widened in shock as the video of the bribe played. The courtroom erupted in chaos. The once untouchable Munabai and his gang were now exposed, their crimes laid bare for all to see. The judge had no choice but to take action. As Riya walked out of the courtroom, a sense of relief washed over her. Justice had been served, and her brother's death would not be in vain. The streets of Sarafa would remember the night of blood, but they would also remember the night justice was won.